Too late at any age to hold.
Good morning and welcome to the Indie Boomer Show. I'm Mary Pat McKee and I'm sitting here this morning with Kathy Berling.
Yes.
Did I say it right?
Bertling.
Bertling, thank you. She's with American Senior Communities and we're going to be talking about some different events and things that you've got going on at the Allisonville Meadows facility, which is just down there up on Allisonville Road. Before we get started, as you can see on the screen there is our November issue of Indie Boomer. It just came out Friday. It is in most Kroger and Marsh stores in Indianapolis and the surrounding areas. So be sure and pick that up. Ann Ryder, great story about her. You may remember her as a newscaster at Channel 13. And she did segments on Hope to Tell, and she did a really great one on Mother Teresa. She did a lot of great ones, but one in particular was on Mother Teresa. So be sure and pick that up. Also, we want to thank Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophy and Jim Wofford for this opportunity to have the show. So we can sit here and talk about different things that we feel are important that baby boomers want to know, should know. So let's jump in.
Sounds good.
American Senior Communities, Allisonville Meadows. I told you before the show, I keep hearing really, really good things from either home health people or people who have family or friends in that facility. Tell us about it.
Well, it really is a fantastic facility, and we're very proud of the work we do there. I think something that makes us a little different than a lot of other communities is the longevity of staff. Our management staff has been a team since 2007, so there's a lot of stability.
Wow.
When the left hand knows what the right hand's going to do and you operate smoothly, I think it goes a long way. It's just like home. It's the people that make it.
Yes, and that is so true. In any facility that I think you're in, it's the caregivers and the people that really make
Absolutely.
the big difference. You told me they have a recognition at Allisonville Meadows. Tell us about that.
Yes, we were very excited. American Senior Communities awarded us with the Assisted Living Community of the Year this year.
Okay.
We have had deficiency-free annual surveys with the Department of Health, and I think the strong occupancy that we have, we usually stay 96 to 100% occupied. And,
are you really?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It is. It's really been fantastic. The North Side's a very competitive market. There's a lot of options for people, but I think when you have a couple things that keep you a little bit ahead of the rest, it goes a long way.
How many facilities are there with American seniors that are assisted living?
We have 14. I believe we are expanding. We just opened one this summer in Louisville.
Oh,
and
I didn't know you went to Kentucky.
Yep. So
okay.
we just kind of crossed the border out of Indiana. That was
Okay.
our first step.
one.
We've always kind of been, Indiana based, but
Right.
I think they are looking to expand outside of the state.
Okay, because I know you've got Lafayette, Fort Wayne, all different facilities all over the state. But that's quite an accomplishment. You have been there since 2007?
We have been with American Senior Communities since 2007.
Okay.
Our community opened in 2013. So
Okay.
we just this summer had our 3rd anniversary.
Okay, well, very good. We're also talking about Veterans Day is coming up. What is that? Tomorrow? No, Friday.
Friday?
It's the 11th, yeah, on Friday. You have a special for veterans. Tell us about that.
We like to honor our veterans. So we are offering 5% discount on their monthly rent for up to 2 years as a thank you for the service that they have provided to our country. And there's also a Veterans Aid and Attendance benefit that's offered through the VA that can help veterans and their surviving spouses pay for the care that they need.
We have discussed that many, many times. It's up to at least $2,000 for a couple.
Yes.
And it's even for a single person though, it's still substantial.
It is. For a veteran alone, I believe it's somewhere around $1,700.
Okay.
For a veteran with a spouse, it's about $2,200-$2,300.
Oh, it's gone up that much. Okay.
And then the surviving spouse can qualify for about $1,300 maximum.
Now, I know with the VA aid and attendance, you really need somebody who knows how to file that.
That would be true.
Do
yes.
you guys have people, or do you turn them over to people? I mean, how do you deal with that?
We don't file the applications
Okay.
Within the community, but we can certainly refer anybody that's in need of some assistance to many resources out in the community.
You do have the resources.
And we do.
Okay.
And they are absolutely able to use whoever they like, but
Sure,
we can
sure.
give them some names of some people that we've gotten positive feedback.
Okay, that's good. But definitely worth it. I mean, I know when my folks moved in several years ago, that was the only way they could afford was the VA aid and attendance and the Social Security to pay.
Absolutely.
But it did cover the cost.
And I will tell you that the aid and attendance benefit is not advertised real freely.
No,
so,
it's not.
So a lot of veterans don't even realize that that's out there for them.
Yeah, well, when we started the magazine, well, I guess it'll be 6 years ago, one of the very first articles we wrote about was VA and attendance. Nobody knows about it. Even veterans don't know about
Yes.
it. And it goes. There's a secret website where you can find it. Find the information. It's like, oh my goodness, this is their money. They worked hard for it, and they should have it. So.
And the nice thing about it is sometimes the process can be a little long, a couple months to
Oh.
submit an application and get it approved. But if somebody needs to move into assisted living sooner
Yeah.
than when their application is approved because of health reasons, it is
Yes.
retroactive. So they will recoup,
Yeah.
the benefit for the time.
It took a year for my father's to go through, and he got a check for like $24,000
Exactly.
for the whole year that it took to get it done. So.
I will say that the wait times are lower now. They've
Yeah.
done a really nice job in streamlining the process so people aren't having to wait that long.
Well, and also, attorney is required to do that pro bono, but they've now certified other people, not just attorneys. There's more services out
Yes.
there. You don't have to go to an attorney.
You don't have to go to an elder law attorney. You're
Right.
exactly right.
Because a lot of times that can be really expensive.
It can, but when you look at the big picture,
Yeah.
sometimes the investment in getting your application done correctly and approved
Oh,
and
yeah.
getting that benefit, the investment can be small compared to what you're going to recoup in the long run.
Right. No, and you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right about that. Hey, tell people a little bit about your facility. You've got studios, you got 1 bedrooms. I know you got 2 bedrooms.
We do.
Tell us what
we
you got.
have assisted living and assisted living memory care in the portion of Allisonville Meadows that I am from.
Right.
We also offer long-term care in the building next door to us and rehab and skilled memory care. So we would be what you would call a full continuum.
Right.
There's not much that we can't handle on our campus.
Right.
Which is nice, especially for couples, because people don't always age in place at the same rate,
Yeah.
and they want to stay as close as they can.
Yeah.
In our building, we offer studios, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedroom, 1 bath, and 2 bedroom, 2 baths. We do have quite a few couples, which is nice
Right.
for the people that are needing that and want to be able to have a social life with their spouse.
Right. Well, because you've got the transportation. I know you got tons of good activities.
We do. We
Yeah.
do. We have a lot of activities. We even have a men's group for the guys that live in assisted living and they want to have some companionship of the men, and they go out to lunch monthly to a place that they pick, and they have men's movie night, and we try to really center on increasing their quality of life too, because healthcare is mostly female.
Right.
Our residents are in almost
We
all.
outlive those men.
I guess we wear them down over time, but most of our communities in assisted living are by and large female. So
Right.
it's nice to meet the needs of the gentlemen when they come in.
Right. Don't you also have some events that you invite the public in?
We
for?
do. In the past, we have had a health fair. We had a really fabulous trunk or treat for Halloween this
Yeah,
year,
yeah.
and the residents really enjoyed passing out candy, and we had a haunted house and things like that, and the community was welcome to come. It was a nice, safe environment for the kids.
Right.
And they want to wear those costumes as much as they can. So
The parents wanted to, too, 'cause they cost a lot
I know, it's
nowadays.
become like Christmas anymore. It's so
Yeah.
expensive. So
Yeah.
it was a really neat event. We had a huge turnout.
What have you got planned for the holidays?
We will do a Christmas party and a holiday party for our families.
Okay.
We don't have anything on the schedule for the remainder of the year for the community.
Okay.
We do off-site community events though.
Okay.
So we
Like what? I'm not familiar.
we do a bingo at the Chick-fil-A in Noblesville.
Do you really?
Yeah, and we will do a breakfast, lunch and breakfast. You've heard of Lunch and Learns at the Egg and I and Carmel and things like that. So they can go to Allisonville Meadows or give us a call at 317-436-6400 and ask for specifics and RSVP dates and things like that.
Okay. One thing I want to mention real quick is American Seniors. You're going to find their list of facilities. We have a new pull-out section in the magazine. It's relatively new. We've done it now for a couple issues. But anyway, you will find American Seniors in here. The other thing you will find, and which I always enjoy, Eunice Trotter is their public relations person, and she always writes us a story, normally about the different residents you have, but this time they're talking about Alzheimer's, the public health, and that kind of thing. So there's always good information that American Seniors is able to give us that we can give to boomers to use to help figure out or navigate this process, typically with helping their parents. What's interesting is, boomers are helping their parents, but in the back of our minds, we're thinking, okay, I need to remember all this for when they get to that point.
Well, absolutely. And one thing that I think American Senior Communities prides itself on is that we have knowledgeable employees. We're senior lifestyle specialists. So if anybody has any question about the options that are out there for their parents, whether it involves Allisonville Meadows or another side of town, they're welcome to call, and we'll be happy to put them in touch with people that might be able to answer their questions or give them options that would work for their parents.
Right.
We really want to be a resource for people.
Exactly. And something to keep in mind as we go towards the holidays, Thanksgiving's right around the corner. Pay attention to your folks if you are still fortunate enough to have them in your life, and look for those signs that maybe.
We get very busy in January. The families get together. Maybe they haven't been home in a few months, or they talk to mom and dad on the phone, but they haven't physically seen them, or the siblings haven't been able to sit down and kind of compare notes on things they've noticed.
Right.
So it's a very valuable time, not just to be together, but to get a pulse on how things are going.
Right. And can you speak a little bit too about that conversation, how it, you know what I'm talking about?
It's the conversation no kids want to have with their parents about maybe it's time.
It's when role reversal comes into effect.
And it's not natural. You don't want to hurt your parents. It's an uncomfortable thing for a lot of people. Yeah. But I think the more seeds you can plant, the more positive you can be about it. Mom or dad, have you thought about assisted living? I hear it's really fun, it's social, it's uplifting, and really put a positive spin on it. And it's imperative.
Yes, and also offer to take them to a couple facilities to check it out. I know most of them, I think you're the same way. You'll buy them lunch. I mean, come in, eat lunch, check out the food, because the food's always really important.
Very good.
The food's very good, but it's very important to those seniors that are living. I mean, I know my mother, if the food's not good, I hear about it.
Well, that's true, and it's something that they focus on 3 times a day. It's a large part of their quality of life.
It really is.
And I would suggest anywhere that you're thinking of moving, you should go in and have a meal prior to moving in and make sure you feel as though that's a good fit.
Yeah, and get a tour. And as you mentioned, there's all different kinds of facilities, all different needs that can be met. The thing is, though, is to keep that eye out, and the main concern, is safety.
Absolutely.
And that if you see that they are unsafe in any way, or getting lost, or
falling.
Yes, falling is a big one.
When you've had some falls, that's the yellow flashing light.
Yeah.
That something's coming, because people don't often fall 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times and not eventually have an injury.
Right.
And sometimes it just takes one injury and things snowball.
Yeah.
So you want to be proactive instead of reactive.
Exactly. Now you have rehab over there too, don't you?
We do.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So if you do fall and you go in the hospital, you can rehab.
Absolutely.
Doesn't mean you have to stay, but
no, and we can do respite stays. Yeah. A respite stay is a shorter term stay. Maybe somebody is hoping to eventually be able to get back home, but it's going to take a little bit more time than rehab. And we can certainly accommodate those types of things as well.
Yeah, you pretty much got it all.
We do.
Kathy, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
I'm going to wrap this up. Remind everybody, on Sunday is Boomer TV on Channel 8 with Patty Spittler. This week we have a new show. We're going to run the interview that Grace Trahan did with Ann Ryder. Will be on there again, and we also have some gardening tips, getting those plants inside for the winter time. So be sure and check that out. And again, pick up the magazine at any Kroger or Marsh store in Indianapolis and the surrounding counties. And we will see you next week. Thank you.